Welcome to another episode of Conscious Reconstruction. I am the host with the most, aka Tony Belmore. I am joined here with Charles and Ash, and we're going to talk about how niggas should be fuck niggas. I'm just diving right into it because this is what I'm on right now. I didn't have a topic, but now I do. Look at that. Look at the fuck that. I'll get to y'all weekends in a second. But yeah, I feel like if you got fuck niggas in your life, it is completely acceptable to let them know how you triumphed, succeeded with or without their help, and then not speak to, and then remove them from your life, because the expression of me succeeding was about me. I don't need you to respond. I don't even need to know that you read it. I got off what I need to get off. Fuck you. How y'all feel about fuck niggas in your lives?
Do you like them?
Like around?
I try and avoid them being there to begin with, if at all possible.
What about when you find one that you didn't know?
I don't just be randomly stumbled upon fuck people, but I tend to just, the funny thing about those types of people is that they kind of like rocks. Unless you pick them up and take them somewhere, they don't go nowhere. So you just gotta leave them where they're at.
No, my brother be dealing with this one fuck nigga, and he is garbage, and he knows it now. It took him a while to understand and see how garbage this person was, and I'm like, no, that's pretty good, because you don't want to be surrounded by niggas that's just not elevating your life. And if they is keeping it the same, is it negative bullshit? Because this nigga gets on my ever-loving nerves. And some people just don't know how to let those people go. I remember oh my God, that was such a bad day. One of my exes, I came home. This was after one of his drunken tirades. Like, he broke the thing that be on the front porch, like the little cinder block thing. This drunk ass nigga broke this.
What do you mean the cinder block thing that be on the front porch?
It looked like it's supposed to hold up the support beam on the porch, but it was nothing. It was just like that big cinder block and then the railing for the porch.
She said she means a column.
There we go.
Oh.
It looked like that, but it didn't have a support.
She's calling it a cinder block, but that's not what it is.
It looked like one.
A column.
It's a column, but it wasn't supporting the porch. He knocked this over. I don't know how he did this. And then destroyed the living room. But then brought one of his fuck nigga friends in this mess. He didn't clean up or anything.
That's some real do-rag activity for you.
He didn't clean up or nothing. I was like, and I started yelling at him, get this bum ass nigga out of my house. Why the fuck would... It was just me going off that whole day. But I had warned him about his friends. I'm like...
Wait, did y'all live together?
Yes, we sure did. This is when I was married.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, wait... Yeah. You said he came into the house. I was like, so did he break it? Or like, what is the situation?
Like
there was only one
so he tore up his shit.
person who does a drunken tirade thing.
That's like my uncle.
Bro,
he wouldn't get drunk, but like he wouldn't whip his kids. But what he would do is just like go flip furniture over and just like destroy everything around him and create all kinds of chaos and havoc and like mentally terrorize them. Sir, why are you destroying this? Things.
He would just do these things, and I was so fed up because at this point he had already done a whole bunch of stuff. Then they brought this nigga into my house to talk. I was like, you have to leave. This nigga gotta go.
Man, I just had the weirdest tirade. It's just like, are you actually trying to talk through your problems? Because if you're not talking about your actual problems, this dude can hit the bricks.
Bro, and then I'm like, you sitting here talking with this ancient nigga. Y'all not about to... He didn't even offer you to clean up, like, try to get your shit together. That's how I knew how bum he was. I'm like, he didn't even say, oh, man, you probably need to clean up the fucking mess that you made. Like, he didn't even try to help his friend with that. I'm like, you know what, get this... I cussed his friend out in front of him, like, oh, my God.
That's why you cussed his friend out?
Because he was a bum-ass nigga and I didn't like him. And I was already upset that this nigga broke property.
That's so terrible.
I know it is.
The friend didn't do anything.
I know.
She was mad at the nigga she was dealing with and channeled that anger towards the friend.
Everybody got it that day. I told you it was terrible. I didn't say like, oh.
That's so mean.
He didn't even do nothing, but that was his problem. He wasn't doing anything.
What was he supposed to do?
I don't know. Not be there right then and there.
I'm like, I don't understand.
I mean, all right, as a friend, if I walk into some place and it's like, looks like you just flipped everything over, it's just like, well, we need to have a whole other conversation here.
Exactly.
What is going on?
No.
But that's what I'm saying.
If I walk into someone's house and they shit is all disheveled and look like they just had a situation, but they're acting like ain't nothing happened. I'm going to act like ain't nothing happened.
Oh,
I'm not involving myself in they mess. That sounds like me walking through the messy door. No.
Out of here.
I'm saying on the other side of the mess.
Either I'm going to gamble or I'm going to remove
You're not
myself.
even on the other side of the mess.
I am.
You in the mess. No, you're not.
No.
You have made yourself comfortable on the fucking couch.
Yeah.
You in the mess now. Now everybody getting yelled at.
I didn't know that there was a mess.
But you clearly saw the mess.
No,
there was. And I said, all right,
there was all the
get
evidence.
the fuck out of here.
There was all the evidence of a
I'm
mess.
not paying attention
But I'm
to
also
it.
not staying here. Like clearly
No, not
something
you.
happened here.
Him.
I'm
If
leaving.
he's not paying attention. No.
But why wouldn't you leave? That's what I'm saying. The mentality of that nigga was just like,
why do I? No.
I'm not staying here.
Not-
Clearly,
for
there's
what?
something need to be worked out.
I mean-
not at all. No.
he's still in the mess and don't want to admit that he's in the mess.
I would remove myself, but
Exactly.
my mentality is just like,
No.
But for me, it's like looking.
If
It's like
there's something that needs to be worked out, you'll start yelling, hopefully at him, and I'll be like, you know what, I gotta go.
Why would you stay there?
Or no, I'm not staying because you're.
why would you wait for the trebuchet boulder to fall?
Exactly.
If you already heard the
If
trebuchet
you
in the
already see
background.
the evidence,
I didn't-
that means
no,
you
no.
placed yourself in the
I
mess.
didn't. No.
You know
I
what?
don't know what this is.
I know what this
decided to
is.
stay in there.
No. At this point, when I walked in the house,
I've been here before.
and she don't look disheveled, but just the place looked disheveled.
I wasn't there. I came home to this.
Oh, okay. So I'm really confused. So I don't know what this is. I know that she was gone. If this is my homie, I know that she was probably gone.
It's like that
Right.
table shouldn't be like
And so-
that.
no.
Exactly.
Why is-
Let me
I had
finish.
to move the couch to be sitting upwards in order for me to sit on
Let
it.
me finish. If my homie by himself had a drunken night and disheveled his things, I don't give a fuck about that. You didn't hit no woman. You didn't abuse nobody. This is realistically your problem with your shit that you might have destroyed and broken and might need to replace. And whoever else lives here. But things that it's not a mess at this point. All I know is my homie had a real drunk night. And he might not have even really meant to do it. He could have just been stumbling around, knocking shit over. I don't know at this point what's going on because, hey, no one else was there but this drunk nigga. And now he's invited me over to have a conversation and kick it. All right, well, if you cool with kicking it here, I'm cool. Things that I'm not cool with kicking it. Times that Tony has left the house when it was in an unrepresentable situation. I walked into my homie's house. One of my best friends took me to one of his good friends' houses. I won't say his name because the story is nasty. I get there, we're chilling, and I see like a mouse or rat died behind the couch. I said, hey, I think there was a rat that went behind the couch that said, yeah. Nigga, don't ever
this is a common occurrence here.
bring me to a fucking place. I'm leaving. What do you mean? No, I'm going home.
He said, yeah.
You didn't drive it. I don't care.
Oh, my friends know how I give it up. When I said I was leaving, that meant we are now taking me to my vehicle because I am not dealing with this. So you really want to leave? Nigga, there's a rat.
That motherfucker just dived
And
into that like it was a
this-
World War I
so
bunker.
I walked into the place and it was already
No.
like a pigsty. But I mind my business, like I said. You got place and shit all around. Cool, that ain't got nothing to do with me. But when I see the mess, like I said, when I see mess, Tony exits stage left. So if you just started yelling, Tony be like,
No.
"Oh, time for me to go."
that
because
rat
this is
had
mess.
a single action
Your house
rifle.
being chaotic, that's your mess. But now you have mess spilling over because this rat could get over on me. This lady could get yelling at me. I have to leave when now the mess is no longer just your mess. This is chaotic area. Mm-mm. So no, Tony saw a rat, said, I'm going home. Take me to my vehicle.
That rat is pointing a single action
You really
rifle
want to
at
leave
my
right
head.
now? Nigga, he has a rat in there. And
If
y'all
there's-
just chilling like it's not a rat. Well, you know, I
Okay,
mean, no.
well.
We're not about to have you're not about to explain to me while
There's no justification for
y'all
that
chilling
one.
that there's a rat and how it shit is just like this. I was already letting it go that it's dirty. Like I would be letting it go that his house was flipped over. I'm letting that go. I'm giving that one is a pass. Now you have this. You only get 2 strikes with me. This is not baseball. The second strike is you coming in upset. Oh, this is an issue. I don't want to be here anymore. I'll see you. Because I'm not asking you questions about your house. Because I would, nigga, if you ask me questions about my house, my first response would be, you gonna clean up?
I'll help
And
you out
if your
you need
response
some
is
help.
not yes, shut the fuck up talking to me. No, not help me out. If you're so worried about the mess, are you going to start cleaning it up? Because if not, don't worry about when it gets clean, because it's going to be like this for a while. So what conversation we really having? Because you're not cleaning nothing.
I mean, you brought me here. I don't know what's going on.
You could always leave if you are uncomfortable.
Well,
And
that's the
talking to
reason
me about what it looks like.
And that's the reason why I leave when I hear the trebuchet and you wait for the rock to fall. The trebuchet.
I didn't know that there was going to be a rat there.
Nigga, eventually it is. If it's that, like, if you were like, oh, this is pretty, but I'm going to ignore it, then yeah, it's probably critters and shit running around that you're not aware of.
I mean, he was probably going down there to see his friend Jeff and Joe the cockroaches.
Hey guys,
Probably.
listen. All I know is how strong you felt about seeing the mouse is how strong I would feel about seeing that chaotic bullshit. And any one of my friends start flipping shit over in their own shit, and they come to me like visibly like, oh, I don't know what they talked about because I wasn't there, but more than likely they talked about what happened the night before. So I'm like, we can't just
maybe
sit
he's trying
here.
to work through it with them.
And that's fine.
And
Not really.
Maybe I can't get to, hey, you need to clean up right now if I'm working through.
We can clean
what
up
you had
while you're
going
doing it,
on.
but this right here ain't cutting it. We not about to sit in the mess. Like, that's how you start getting things together. Once you start cleaning things up and you start clearing your head.
That's variable.
I feel like that's person to person. Like
It
for
sure
me,
is. Now I'm saying it is person to person
like,
because
Like me and you, we may sit down and just like, I clean when I'm working through things in my head. But also, I'm not the type of person to have a drunken tirade and destroy his own stuff. So...
Right. So clearly if something happened and if that was your for real friend, I'd have been like, well, let's try to clean this up together at least.
well,
Let's not have you sitting in this fucking mess.
So I only clean as a reset.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I let things build out and be chaotic while I'm like in the throes of working on whatever projects are like holding my attention. And then once all those come to completion, then it's like, all right, reset of everything. I clean, I put everything, I organize, and then I start that cycle all over again. But cleaning for me doesn't really like, cleaning doesn't naturally make me like decompress unless I'm feeling chaotic about it. But that's only when I'm like right now where I'm at towards the end of my thing, I'm like, all right, I need everything to hurry up because I need to like just get things organized. But that's just because like all my projects are coming to an end. So it's like, all right, I'm getting towards that reset period. But in general, cleaning does not, it's boring. I'll do it, but it's not like I'm like decompressing while doing it.
I think while I'm doing things that are monotonous.
I think in the gym a lot. I think around other people who are thoughtful, which is weird, but like, that's why I like being in college. Like other people are like, I don't give a fuck what the teacher's talking about, but the fact that it's like intellectual engagement is just like a great like environment for me to just like engage with my own thoughts.
Get your ADHD brain working.
Yep.
But I got the foggiest, man. But yeah, no, that's just the way
How you be
I
dealing with fuck niggas?
I told
No,
you.
I'm
They
still
like
on that.
rocks.
I'm on their heads.
I leave them where they're
Hey.
at, and they don't normally follow me because they don't have any agency of their own 9 times out of 10.
You're right. They didn't follow me. I came to them, but I don't give a fuck.
It's just
I'm
like
gonna come to them with something else too.
sometimes you do go to them because you don't
Do
know. Sometimes it's just like you don't realize what these things are.
Do you like them or no?
I mean,
I don't know. Do you fuck with them before this or
Yeah.
it's always been, oh, okay.
One was off and on, and the other one was like my ace boon coon. I thought
the rock.
Which one was that? Which text message was that one for? The one that didn't read it?
the one that read it and didn't say nothing.
Okay, I figured that much.
That was crazy. It's like, that's wild.
I think what you should do is do what you said and then let it go.
Oh, yeah.
No, like you ain't gotta. I don't know if you should oust them out your life, especially the one that you was really close with.
We don't speak.
Oh, well.
We speak on birthdays.
Oh, okay.
Lack of proximity.
So another thing for like, well, for me, object permanence isn't only for like actual objects. And so like that means like if it's not consistently around you and things like that, you kind of forget that it exists.
Mm-hmm.
I have that issue with people. So it's a chore for me to like really engage. And like, if we're not rocking, fuck you then. Oh, bitch ass nigga. The fuck? I want their head. On that head top.
Leave them where they're at.
One I can't. One's gonna be weird.
And I also don't
because I'm hosting Thanksgiving.
I guess like the reason why I'm still just like, well,
are you?
Mm-hmm.
This one, because you didn't ask them for anything. They didn't like you. Oh, didn't get back to you. They just, I feel like life just happened, and then you were just upset about it. Like I feel like this one is like, I don't know. I don't feel like the first one I ignored it. Okay, but the second one I was just like, yeah, I'll call you later. Life might have just gotten away with that one. That's when I'm just like, no.
Too bad that's what I don't give a fuck about too much.
It was if I understand the frame of reference that he has on these two.
Right.
If it happened in the inverse type of way, dude would probably get the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, like the first one read it.
Like if he had actually like picked up the phone and be like, yo, I'm at this bowling thing. I'll hit you back.
Okay.
Like, you're obviously doing something.
But
and then you got caught up in
No,
thing.
he's saying if that was the first person.
Oh.
If that was the person who actually just left that bitch I'll read.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, if it would have happened the other way, Tony would have probably given him all the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
Because life.
It seems like I don't know what's really going on. I'm just fuck
it's just I have a better frame of reference for the two people are.
In the one message is, hey, since I know what he likes to do is fish.
Mm-hmm.
Every Saturday, that's what he does. Text kind of early. Said, hey, I know you're probably out fishing. When you get a chance, I'd like to talk to you about such and such. Reads it hours later.
Mm-hmm.
Says nothing. Got it. Other one reads it, responds, says, hey, I'm doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I'll text. We can talk about it this time. Cool. He can probably still get the benefit of the doubt. The first one, though?
The first one, yeah. Okay.
Can't be leaving me on read.
The first one, all right.
Oh,
The
I
second
feel like
one,
that is like the worst invention that Apple has ever
No, it's
introduced.
not. For me,
For me,
it's
like,
not even because I'll assume you read it regardless of whether I'm on read or not. Most people don't just leave text messages just lingering there. They open it and look at it. And if you looked at it, you had enough time and read it, you had enough time to respond. Let me get back to you. That's it. You don't have to have the conversation. You can just a quick, let me get back to you. And that solves the entire problem. But you're just leaving it there? Heard. I got it. I respect that. I'm not going to ask again.
Yeah, my brain doesn't necessarily work that way. I look at it, read it, and I don't necessarily respond. It's just like, well, let me think about that. Yeah, nah.
This ain't gonna
Don't hold me
work.
to that one standard.
That one ain't gonna work.
Also, I do leave text unread. It's just be like,
for what? Y'all niggas is annoying. Say anything. Just literally trigger your brain, go boop boop, and then
I don't necessarily. It's just like, do you want to do blah blah blah? I don't know.
Say that.
Right. Say I don't know yet. Anything. You could just type what's in your head and be like,
we're having a conversation.
think.
If I called you on the fucking phone, what you would say is, I don't know. So,
But I'm also
say
a
that
talk
in
on the.
text.
I'm also a talk. I'm also a talk on the phone person more than a text person.
well, then
we
call.
know that, right?
I call everybody.
And unless
Just
I'm
like-
asking you a direct question, I generally call you.
Yeah, it's just like, I'm not gonna do this broad beat around the bush thing. A text message like, what you up to? Stuff. You giving me non-answers because I don't like texting. I loathe it with a burning passion. Talk to text is probably the best thing that they've given me on anything. Like just being.
No, the best thing is voice notes.
I mean, I can do voice notes, but I prefer just to do talk to text.
No, I love a voice note. I hate the way they updated it, but I still fuck with voice notes overall.
Because you know what I've started doing because for like certain creative things like that I need to get out of my head, I just open up my notes and I just open something up and I just kind of splurge it all out onto there. And then I come back and I organize it later. Like talk to text for stories and stuff like that. Because I've started working through actually writing the book that I wanted to write slowly but surely.
Fuck you, bitch ass nigga.
What?
No, he didn't.
No, I didn't. I didn't hear you.
I know what I'm doing.
I didn't hear
You might have heard me. Because I didn't go super low, but...
He out here whispering to y'all.
Yeah, the audience heard what I said.
Terrible.
I don't know how.
I
On
hate
that head.
shit. I hate it.
I want to buy this car.
What? Sit still.
There you go. So, there's
That's
that.
why
as
he
well.
earned that.
Yeah.
That's why he earned that one.
Yeah,
He earned that one. I'm sorry you did, Charles. I understand his frustration now.
it's not a wild car.
What is it, the Maserati?
No.
No.
That one gone?
If he came out here and said it's not a wild car, it's just a Maserati
This
Ghibli,
nigga don't be thinking that shit wild. And I really don't either.
I would have definitely have stood up and be like, well,
It's an Alfa Romeo SUV 7.
I only ever seen them in SUV.
Sit.
Yeah.
still, calm, zen. You haven't cleared your first hurdle yet. You're in the process of clearing that one, and you can be like, I'm ready for a new one. And then
If you don't understand how my brain works by now.
and then if your leg get caught, you're gonna be super confused. It's just like, why did you spike me? You didn't finish clearing me though.
Well, I haven't started the other one. I'm just looking. I just looked. I did some preliminary research to see what it would cost me and things like that. I did do that. I will be honest. It's around $25,000 if I get like a 2019, 2020.
I think they'd be more expensive.
Oh,
If I get it, it jumps up to 40, 50. Closer to your.
because cars devalue about half as soon as you roll them off the lot.
Yep.
So I'm looking at a new car. My goal is to walk in there with like $8,000, $9,000. Get something around 18. So that means if I pay $9,000 down, then my car note will be probably somewhere around 250, 200, something like that.
I will plan to walk in there with no money down and walk out with a $25,000 car and pay around $490, $500 a month. Very different goals. I'm gonna have them 8,000. I said, I'm not gonna have you niggas shit.
I got no money for you bitches.
I would have walked in and asked you for a vehicle.
Can't you just ask the bank for the loan and be like, I want this one, or they at least approve you for the loan and then you go get your car? That's how that works.
Yeah, you could do that.
You could.
Oh.
People do that.
All the time.
Yep. Charles is frustrated with me.
I'm not necessarily frustrated. It's just like,
Why am I like this?
no, it's not even that. I know exactly why you're like this. It's not like none of this is a surprise. It's just like Jesus Christ, the sheer amount of anxiety that.
Well, I looked at a Mercedes, and I was thinking because I think my next car, I think I want an SUV. So I was looking at a Mercedes SUV, and I didn't really like it. I was like, niggas have that. And so then I was like, what car brand don't niggas really have? And I was like, niggas ain't really fuck with the Alfa Romeo. So I was like, all right, that's what I'm gonna fuck with.
I'm glad you made that instant decision.
Because I was like, I thought about a Jag, but the Jag trucks are trash. When I say truck, I also mean SUV. I looked at everybody got that fucking Infinity truck, so I'm not doing that. My auntie got that shit. I'm not doing that with all of them. Niggas have the Jeep, so I'm not doing that. So I was like, yeah, it was just like, what could I get?
Jeep will be the most cost effective,
depending on what type of Jeep you get.
I know what cars I want, and it took me a while to figure out which ones. Mercedes was one of them, and AMG was one of it for a while. Then I just chalked that because I'm like, nothing about it excites me for real. Lexus, all that shit, BMW, Audi will always excite me, but all that shit, you just be like,
I probably would have got I would have gotten a BMW until they tried to get me to sign up for a subscription service for heated seats.
Yeah, no. So that's the thing with BMW, and that's why I didn't look at them. Because I like BMWs. They look really nice, but they charge you for everything. It's like a service that you have to pay for. The extra charge. Shit that comes standard with Mercedes is
they tried to start hitting me like it was Netflix, and it's just like, nah, dog. You're not paying you yearly for you to turn my heated seats on. Absolutely not. I paid for heated seats to begin with. You're giving me heated seats. Don't make me have to. I never want to have to jailbreak my car. That officially makes this a no-go.
Jailbreak the Tesla.
And look at this trunk. How much space is in that?
It's pretty big, I suppose.
Because it's like, what would I be getting? I would get an Austin Martin Vanquish. I would get.
It's a pretty green because the light hits it.
Yeah. But I was looking.
Probably
There's a white one that's $26,000.
Some type of Benz now, because I'm not getting the freaking not getting a BMW. Because I would have gotten like a 745 Li before this.
So you're gonna buy a Mercedes?
But now I'll just switch over to some. I don't like the form factors on Mercedes that much. It's my primary problem.
Is it? So you're looking at electric cars? Your next car that you want to buy?
No. Our next car is probably just going to be another version of the thing that I have now.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
that. A Honda Prius and shit.
Oh, never mind. I was like, oh shit, we can look at cars together.
Unless,
but never mind.
Unless I can come with half the actual value of the car, I'm not considering it. Because probably the highest I'm willing to go is about 20.
Yeah, just get a Honda Prius, man. I feel like it fits you.
You can get something nice at 20.
I'll take a Honda.
You want a sedan?
I mean, yes, I only want a sedan. Like,
I don't a big ass car.
I don't understand people who want SUVs. Half the people who want SUVs don't do anything inside the SUVs. It's just like, I just want the space, but you don't really need the space.
I want it so when I'm moving around since I'm leaving here and everything like that, I want to be able to take kite and everything like that with me as I'm out and about.
When you need that shit, it'd be right there.
I want more room for my dog inside of the vehicle.
My daddy calls sedans people, she's like, all they do is haul around people. That's it. You don't get to have no extra of that.
All cars haul around people.
But that's it for the sedan. That's where it stops. A SUV, at least you got you could push down the seats. How many times when I had to get my mattress, it was so nice that I could just push down the seat and ask nobody for fucking help or put it on top of my car and tie it down. When I want to go somewhere with my bikes, me and Riley just throw them bikes in the back of the seat and then we can go.
You know what I have?
There's no, you got a bike rack? Nigga,
yes, I actually do.
You didn't have to do that in the SUV, did you? No, all I had to do is push down my mother has a Honda. Seats.
She still has a bike rack.
But you see how I didn't have to add anything else on the SUV?
You know what she has to do? No, she has a freaking Honda Odyssey. No, she has to do in order to put a bike in there. She has to take one of the wheels off. Get out of here. Get out of here with all this stuff.
Put my bikes comfortably in the backseat without taking out wheels.
And you know what I don't want to hear about anymore? You complaining about the price of gas.
I don't complain about... Who complains about the price of gas down here? Not me.
I've definitely heard you was like, damn, $60 at the tank.
That's because it was on topic, not because, oh man, I need some fucking money for gas.
$30.
I don't care. I knew what I was getting into when I bought my SUV.
Yeah, it exists that with your non-working radio.
You can keep bringing that up, but don't your car stay in the shop?
No.
I feel like both things were true.
No, they really don't.
That's all I would say. I feel like you've had to do some work on your car.
Yeah, because my car is at 140,000 miles.
I feel like she could get the radio fixed if she really wanted to. You could also get a new car if you really wanted to. Y'all just haven't made that decision yet.
I have more reasons for not really getting a new car, but it's just like, until I'm 100% secure in what I want, where I'm at, it's just like, I do not like spending beyond my means.
I don't. And stop assuming it's just because I got an SUV that I do and that I'm somehow, this is such a burden. I'm not getting a small car. I've had plenty of sedans. I don't want them anymore. My SUV works perfectly for what I want it to work for. And your sedan worked perfectly for what you wanted it to work for. You like somebody sit down here trying to tell you, get an SUV, Charles. No one's doing this. You have the problem with people wanting
actually,
SUVs.
Yes, they are. Because you know why? They're producing less sedans because everybody's buying fucking SUVs.
Good. Let more people have SUVs. They're great cars.
No, they're literally destroying the fucking environment.
Oh, get the fuck out of here.
No,
they're destroying the environment. You don't ever sing up shit about the environment until we get to SUVs.
No, I say shit about the environment all the time.
Yeah,
I vote based off of the environment.
Stop riding your car then. And then start talking about the fucking
My
environment.
car gets 40 miles to the gallon. Get the fuck out of here.
Yo, it still put out whatever the fuck be coming out that exhaust. You riding the car is definitely not helping the problem.
But I contribute to the car like what? Probably, I literally burn probably half the gas that a normal person does, if not less.
You still burning gas though.
That's
you are
like
still contributing to the problem.
I'm contributing less to the problem. And also, if everyone drove my car, there wouldn't be a fucking problem.
That don't make you any better than the less person because you're contributing less. Nigga, you still contributing.
Oh my goodness. That entire line is just like, if everyone actually drove a car that had my level of emissions on it, we would be fucking fine.
Yeah, whatever. I don't believe that.
Oh, it doesn't matter what you believe. Facts are facts.
So fuck you in this stupid little sedan. Fuck you. And let's move on, because fuck your fucking car, you bastard.
It's got hostile.
I'm not a bastard at all. I was born in wedlock.
You a fucking bastard. You a bastard that drive that goddamn sedan right now.
He said I was born in wedlock. So I don't even know how to take that.
I'm going to laugh at you when you got to buy tires.
I hate you so much.
You know how much my tires cost, Ashley?
I don't care. I spend it because I have the money to get it when I need it. No one's complaining about my car. You have to spend $100 more on me on your car, Ash. Fuck you. Like, okay, no, but I got it usually when I need it.
Oh, I don't use. But when do you need it? Also, I just pay people to deliver the things that I need to have delivered. It's just like, it's not that big a deal. I got a bed. How frequently do I move my bed? Rarely.
We can go to Am I the Asshole? Because both of y'all are assholes.
I mean, I know I'm an asshole. There are certain hills that I'm willing to die on. I didn't plan on doing. No, we doing ass topics.
So how do you feel about 27? No, never mind.
Da-da-da. Da-da-da.
What's the lowest year you want?
What?
What's the lowest year you want?
Oh, I'm not going past 2019. Maybe 2018 at the very latest. But anyway, what's the next topic? Are we still going to stay on cars?
No, I think Ash is pulling our topic up. How you feel about an Acura?
No.
You don't like Acuras?
Not that I don't like Acuras. They're too expensive and cost too much to maintain.
That's only $22,000.
Over the life of the car, I think you expect to spend 30% of its value by the time you should sell it. So I don't want to spend. And also, it's, what year is it?
2018.
2018? Yeah, no.
What about a 2019 Infiniti?
No, I'm not buying any of the uplines of things that already exist. Like, buying an Infiniti is just like buying a freaking Nissan. Buying an Acura, I do believe, buying
21,000 and it has 25,000 miles on it.
I would just buy a Honda. Like, I don't need a luxury car. I don't particularly want a luxury car. If I'm getting a luxury car, I'm not getting with those weird mid-range luxury cars. If I'm getting a luxury car, I'm getting a sports car. Like, I'm getting an Aston Martin Vanquish. I'm getting something that is like, it has some to it.
So you want a sports car, not a sedan?
If I'm getting it, I typically try not to do things by halves. So I'm not going to go like Honda or Nissan to Infiniti. I'm going to go from Nissan to Aston Martin. None of the in-betweens. I'm going to test drive that bitch to make sure I like it too.
Okay.
Like, the only thing I might do is make sure to get a car that actually has a stick. So that means I can get sufficient practice getting into the friction zone, so on and so forth.
When's the last time you drove a stick?
It's the last time I test drove a motorcycle.
That's not the same, really.
It is.
No. It's.
I mean, the muscle
different.
memory is not the same, but the actual things that you need to do are the same.
Okay, yeah, because I was like, you're
like, because I can
foot.
shift on. Your gear shift is always on your left foot.
Yeah, you
your
shift
left foot
down
for that
the
one.
first gear, and then everything else is up.
Yeah, but
then,
the clutch is up here, and the gear shift is down here, as opposed to vice versa.
Yes.
So you got to get the clutch to catch, and then clutch to catch, and then you can accelerate, and so on and so forth. But the bases are for the most part the same. So before I get that, I would buy some type of lower end. What is it?
Some Mercedes.
No. I don't understand why you're playing these games. As soon as you say Mercedes right now, no. Anything where I have to go to a certain person in order to get maintenance, no. Because that is also the problem with most upline cars, is that you're locked into going to that particular person. You can't go to your local mechanic or anything like that. Well, I can go to my local mechanic because they have a lot of the machines and shit that they need. But like for a lot of these cars, it's just like you can't go to JoJo's auto body down the street because they don't have the machines and stuff to be able to work on it.
That's all right. I'm buying an Alfa Romeo.
Have fun.
Mm-hmm. Man, I could afford it, so.
Oh.
Everybody right now. All
Why?
right. We're going to go into my topic. For the first time, I am very eager to start it.
Go.
Okay. This one, obviously, I'm not an asshole for still not talking to my parents much for this weird religious Lion's Den thing they made me do as a teenager. I grew up in a religious household. At 17, I dated some girl that my parents didn't approve of. They said that God was testing me through her. Then they heard about some sort of event at the zoo that our youth group leader had arranged, where basically you could experience what it would really be like to be in the lion's den like Daniel was in the Bible. No clue if there was fly today for liability reasons. Where basically you spend a night at the zoo in the lion's den. My parents were very both enthusiastic about the idea and how it would teach me to lean on God to get through tough times and overcome temptations like this girl or whatever. I was reluctant, but they kept pressuring me to do it. So my parents took me to the zoo at night. 2 zookeepers came into the lion's night house before the lions were let in. And there was a small enclosure to the center, maybe 10 feet by 10 feet by 10 feet, with a mattress, 2 set of bars, I guess for extra protection so the lions couldn't reach through. It turned out to be way worse than I thought. When the 7 lions entered, I was terrified. They came right to me and their eyes were glowing in the dark, grunting some point at the bars 4 to 5 feet away. As the night went on, my terror subsided a little when I knew the lions couldn't get at me, but it gave way to nausea at the stench. As the stench became terrible. A lion relieved itself a couple weeks away from the cage, and I never smelled anything that putrid in my life. The smell seemed to completely fill the room and only got worse throughout the night after more body incidents. Plus, when they got close, I could even smell their hot breath, which might have been the most nauseous smell of all. Needless to say, I didn't get any sleep, did some praying, which I guess was the intent. Parents picked me up in the morning, thoroughly rattled and reeking of cat piss. We talked about it a little bit, and they seemed disappointed that it wasn't worse. And didn't get me to pray even more. It kept asking if I now had God's strength to find a Christian girl. When I complained of it, my dad would say, well, what do you think Daniel smelled like afterwards? Now you know exactly what it's like.
No,
Nigga,
you don't.
What?
It was the last straw in this straining relationship, but I felt like I grew kind of distant with my parents after that. And so God just became less religious too. It's been years and I still barely talk to him. When confronted about it, I eventually brought this up and they say that I'm being really petty and then I had to...
Motherfucker, shut up.
it, and the others in the youth group really like the experience. You're just not giving your heart to God, etc. I feel petty for holding a grudge over something like that.
Is it weird that I would have went
justified.
upside my parents' head after they would have said something
Yeah,
like that?
a liar, whole
I
ass.
was just like,
peed on
I've
you.
never actually thought about cuffing the back of my parents' head like they would, like someone would do to their child. It's like, shut up, child. Like, what do you mean? I'm not the child. No, yes, you are. You're dumb. And it's just like, first things first, this entire experience is not like Daniel. You know what Daniel was? He was in an actual lion's den with no cages dividing him from him and the lion. So you know what?
Predator.
You only got to, you only can pray. Because if that lion wants to eat you, it's going to eat you. And also, you looking at me and you know the funny thing about this entire, like, the entire thing, the actual the new Genesis is, or like the second half of the Bible is, you know what Jesus did this for? So as we didn't have to do dumb shit like this anymore. Jesus looked at us and said, what the fuck is wrong? Look at this goddamn attrition rate.
He said, I love y'all so much.
Like, you guys got to pray to God. No, you pray to Jesus and then Jesus filters your stuff. Jesus is literally a stupid filter, so that means y'all can get to heaven. Jesus don't trust y'all to say the right thing. And y'all sitting up here looking at me like, but you need to be like Daniel. Daniel was Jewish, Dad.
They don't care about that.
Yeah, they don't.
That's wild. You put your kid in a fucking lion's den.
Overnight,
it's just like, oh,
and told him to tough it the fuck out.
It's like, if I was him, I would have told him, be like, you know what? Pee in the back of their car and see how they feel. Oh, it's not so great, is it?
That was just high key punishment for them. Just, you know, they just felt like they
Religious
could.
people are wild.
Yeah.
And also, you think the Christian girls don't be doing it the same as everybody else? The Christian girls just be doing it in church. In the coat room.
That's so crazy. Hey,
Oh, Mother
I
Magdalene's.
want to put you
Oh, Mother
in a lion's
Magdalene's
den.
coat.
by yourself. But I'm your child. That's all right.
It's just like, why
But
don't you?
why?
And you
Get
have
your-
to.
God.
Get your shit.
And then you.
And no, just your shoes and
You
a
don't need
jacket.
nothing else.
That's all you'll need. What do you mean? You don't need no sleeping bag. You won't be getting much sleep.
And then you have the nerve to come to me and be like, why don't you want to talk to us anymore? Motherfucker, you locked me in a goddamn cage.
That's
next to
traumatic
lions.
as fuck. And
And
then
then
it
you sit
peed
and be
on
like,
me.
you're being petty.
I'm
You're
gonna
being
give you
stupid.
some granola bars and non-meat products. You know, don't want to tempt the lions.
At your whole ass meaty body.
Enjoy your dinner.
That's the funny thing. Lions don't even eat people.
They're gonna bite them and taste it and be like, "Oh, this is not what I wanted." Be very
We
disappointed.
don't taste good.
I wonder if we're gamey.
Oh my
We're like,
God.
oh.
There's a movie about that. It's called Ravenous. They go inside the woods and I think he was like on his deathbed and fed him like human meat. And he's like, whoa, what did you give me? And it was like rebuilding them up, like giving them not superpowers, but like it was crazy. If y'all want to watch a cannibal
good.
movie, watch Ravenous.
I've had enough with Hannibal Lecter.
Hannibal to cannibal.
But yes.
No, you're not the asshole. I wouldn't be speaking to you. Put me in a fucking lion's cage and left me there. And
Sometimes
told
I'll
me
be
that
reading
when I got back and told you my experience, you
You
said I didn't pray
invalidated.
enough.
It's just like, well,
You left me with
God.
literal lions. If I tell that to let me call the zoo and talk to the actual director and tell them what you did instead of these two fuck ass zookeepers that
you know
snuck
what I
me in.
half expected to happen?
Because realistically, what should have happened is all you niggas should go to jail for child endangerment. Because that's what you did. You endangered a fucking child.
You know what I halfway expected to happen is them just pass him through like he's going into the line there and there'd just be a CPS worker is just like, you have been saved, child. Your
Yeah.
parents are crazy.
As soon as he said the cats peed on me, that's toxic. I don't know about cat piss or lion's pee for
Bro.
that matter. That right there, traumatic. I just was like, damn, what?
I have to. Why y'all put the bar so close to me?
Because you wanted. I mean, I don't know what marketing major spun that shit. That's some marketing major bullshit. It's just like, yo, what? So we gonna advertise this as a night like with Daniel and the Lions Den. Yeah, we gonna do that shit. And we gonna make people to pay us to sleep in this cage next to these lions.
Yeah.
With no supervision.
Not at all.
And just pay us to just be there, period. Yeah. Yeah. It's just like, then the lions looked at us. Ugh. Those kids. Man. What's wrong with these people?
All I know is
Ghetto as fuck.
ghetto.
In the ghetto.
Ghetto. All right. This is my last one, and y'all. This one's kind of lengthy. All right. AITA for telling my fiance I won't proceed with our wedding if he insists on inviting his female friend. My 29-year-old male fiance. 29M fiance 32M has a female best friend since childhood 32F. Oh wait, is that they two dudes?
She's 20.
No, he said it's two dudes.
Well, whatever.
She's 29. Okay. Now, I'm not the person who gets jealous over my partner being friends with the opposite gender. I'm bisexual, so it wouldn't be rational of me. Oh, this makes sense now. I thought it was a girl the whole time. Bisexual, so it wouldn't be rational of me to have some weird expectations like this. Plus, my fiance has many female friends as a straight guy, and I have friends of both gender as well. But what bothers me here is not the gender of the friend, but whether or not they're able to respect boundaries. So I may make the same talk if the friend in question was a male. So to the point, his female best friend, Rachel, has always been in competition with me regarding on who's more important and a bigger priority to my fiance. At first, my fiance failed to stand up to her and set boundaries, but after a small break we had and after we reconciled, he realized the importance of boundaries and set hard boundaries with her. I know that whenever she sees me or hears about me, she's not happy, but we act kind to each other despite our actual feelings. The situation, by the way, has been rolling out for the past 5 years, and the 5 years that I've been with my fiance. When he proposed, Rachel didn't congratulate us at all and completely overlooked our entire engagement and kept referring to me as my fiance's girlfriend. My fiance kept correcting her each time, even telling her how she's not funny or quirky doing this. She's just disrespectful, and after a certain point, she stopped. Now that we are planning our wedding, we picked out our groomsmen and bridesmaids, and my fiance has his female friend as one of the groomsmen, a groomswoman. After my fiance asked her to join, she texted me a lengthy paragraph, which, to sum it up, said, "Just so you know, your fiance and I are still each other's priority. You may marry him and have kids with them, share a house with him, but right now he picked me as a groomswoman, knowing how that would bother you because he cares about not hurting my feelings more than your feelings. You can't just easily ruin friendships like that. Just stay in your lane and accept your place. You might be his wife, but I'm his..." Oh, that's why I got tripped up. "You might be his wife, but I'm his best friend and I'm not going anywhere. Make peace with it. And who knows, soon enough, we might get along." I showed my fiance and he said he'll deal with her and I shouldn't worry. I told him I've had enough and that the only solution I'm accepting is proper consequences to her actions. That means she's either dropped as a groomswoman or uninvited. He said what I'm doing is unfair because he's not responsible for her actions and I feel like I'm putting unnecessary responsibility and pressure on him. Oh, it's an update. I'm going to read the update afterwards or now because I didn't read that.
Well, let's talk about it and then you can give us an update.
All right, cool.
All right. Drop this bitch. Because you can't be. It's just like, my relationship with my friends is different than the relationship that I'm going to have different than a soon-to-be life. My friends need to understand, like, as a dude, and this is I think probably, like, I think me and Tony have had this conversation before, but a lot of women treat their friendships as a surrogate to a relationship a lot of times. So, and then when they lose that connection, they kind of get upset or something along those lines. inside of this case, I think the friend perceives herself as a lot more important to him than he is to her. And it's just like, I'm trying to get this to work. I'm trying to get this to work. I'm trying to get this to work. Bro, you just got like, yeah, that's been your best friend forever. But it's just like, you've decided to like you've crossed a really, really weird Rubicon.
Yeah.
I don't understand. It's just like, she's been okay with this, but why did you send that text? For what? What good did you expect to do? Like, what did you expect to come of this?
Yeah, she's not being a good friend.
This is like you dropping a hair on your foot and being surprised that it broke.
Yeah, that girl was not being a good friend. After all of this now, it's like, you're not really making anything easier. Like, I know I got one friend who got married where I was just like, I don't know if this is going to really work, but I never told them that until things start getting real shitty. Like,
that's something that you say in confidence. Yeah. You say it to the person, and then you guys can have a conversation about this. It's just like, you don't send the girl, like, you don't send your fiance's like significant other and be like, yo, I'm more important than you are.
She didn't really say that the relationship wasn't going to work. She said, you going to have all the things that a relationship's supposed to have. Kids, the house, all of that. I'm a beater though.
I'm more important. Like, my feelings are more important than your feelings. And those are words that you can... My biggest
issue with this is, bitch, why did you say this? Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Why? I invited you. She was dealing with it. You now going to brag? I don't like being told what to do, so my instinct was to tell my fiance, chill out. But...
You ain't giving me very much to work with.
Also, gotta chill out, and I gotta give you a little pow pow. So now you can't be the groomswoman. Because clearly you don't understand who is
you gonna take a step back.
The leader of this situation. Me.
Also, you getting the shitty seat at the reception.
All of this, I am the leader.
Like, what's the worst seat at the reception?
I'm the leader. I'm the steward of that.
I'm gonna sit you next to the bathroom. There we go.
I'm the steward of this. So if you can't operate in that capacity,
we not married.
You. Not at all.
It's just like, it's weird. You gotta relax. Because it's like you're using me as a relationship surrogate from what it sounds like.
Well, don't even say if she's in a relationship or not. She could have her whole old nigga.
But it just seems like she is.
Like, that's my best friend. And like, why are you so upset?
Because I've seen this happen with women before. I've dealt with best friends like this, except for it's just been woman to woman as opposed to that.
Flopping it around. Because I'm like, oh, is this a dude that's married another dude? But it's a girl, but there's a typo.
Yeah,
that's what it sounds like.
It's a typo because he said bridesmaids and then he gets groomsmen. All right, so I was and he's straight.
Yeah.
Which is just like, well, if he's straight, you can't be a man.
Right. That's what I was like, wait, if he's straight. He gay now.
Just had a typo. You just had a typo.
Yeah, this is full.
Unless him being straight was a typo. But I would say a one-letter typo is a lot more likely than you just misconstruing being gay for straight. One has a lot more letters than the other.
Okay. So I was right. This was a lady.
I don't know, but Jesus Christ, woman. What is wrong with you? That's like my best friend. Like, I could have never imagined having a male best friend sending that text message.
Hey, nigga, hey, you might get the fucking
I'm more
kids.
important than you are. That y'all might have kids, so on and so forth. But I might even take you to our
fucking basketball games. But
I'm the main nigga. You the side piece. I'm more important than
Matter
you
of fact, actually, I know women like that. That feel, or that not even necessarily in the most toxic of ways, but they just feel in general that no relationship will ever be as important as their friendships.
Oh, what'd you say?
That I know that there's a group of women that feel like no relationship will ever be as important as their friendships.
Oh, this ain't Sex in the City.
I'm just letting you know that
I know. That's kind of why I said at the beginning of this is just like there are a lot of, like with a lot of women, they have a group of friends, and that friend group a lot of times is the most important thing. And then when they start moving on and they start like removing themselves from their friend group or starting to move to a different phase in their life, they leave behind the people who are not moving in that same direction. And be like, well, we used to be like this. What happened? Well, my primary confidant changed over to being my husband as opposed to being you guys. Like, I don't need to vent to you guys anymore. He fulfills that niche for me. Or he fulfills a lot of the things that you guys were primarily fulfilling. And honestly, outside of bullshitting and talking, we don't actually really do anything. We don't do shit together. Like, we might go out and, like, I don't know, a spa day or some random bullshit, but it's not like we, like, do things.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas male relationships are primarily around doing things. It's just like, hey, you want to go run, pick up basketball? Hey, you want to play some video games? Hey, you want to go see this movie? That's what they do. Whereas female relations or women's friendships are so primarily based around conversation. The minute that you can substitute somebody who can fill that like conversation role or who is naturally going to do it because they're there all the time now, you just kind of lose that facet and then your friendship kind of falls away. And I see it happen with like lots of girls. They'd be sitting up here confused. It's just like, well, why don't they want to talk to me? It's not that they don't want to talk to you. They don't have shit to talk to you about because they talk to someone else about those things anymore now.
I think that's good to like think of, like, stop thinking your partner is your everything. I remember I used to think like that. And then you start reading, it was like, well, is that really fair to the partner that they're your everything, your accountant, your friend? I don't know, it's not that I wouldn't confide in my partner, but that'd be the importance of having friends. Let's not make our partners everything.
I think it's important to have balance.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, true. You can probably have like not every single problem you should take to your significant other.
Yeah, but that's usually what we be taught, right? Like, they're everything. And then I was under that guise for a while too, like, they're everything. Till I realized, like,
sometimes they got their own shit on their plate and they don't need to deal with yours.
right. Like, what if I just want to talk to a lady friend about it?
That's fine.
if you just not
And that's the other thing. A dude will
never
never complain about you. Or the other primary way it actually converts is women end up talking to other women complaining about their relationships. It's real weird because you would think you should talk about the relationship stuff with the person that you're a relationship in. That means you can actually solve that problem unless it's not really unless it's not really a solvable problem.
Yeah, no, Christian housewives told me that I should stop that. And I commend them for that because it is true. You don't want your friends looking at your mate any other different way. So shout out to my Christian housewives for teaching me that I shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, it makes them... Your friends and your family don't love the man that you're with the same way that you do. So whatever you gonna forgive and transgressions that y'all gonna work through, they not giving him that grace. And now you've just changed their opinion of him.
Yeah, no. As a person who has had that line broached, yeah, there's certain trespasses. I'll blow up your car. Don't cross line. Don't cross me.
All right, buckaroos. I think we're done.
Yeah, that's the that's the bottom line. Because Charles said so.
You Stone Cold Steve Austin now?
Like, comment, subscribe.
No, we're not done.
What?
We're not done.
We're not done? Oh, I'm sorry.
Fuck you niggas. I'm on that head.
What's wrong?
I told y'all I was on their head entire show from beginning, middle to the end. I'm here on that head.
Well, I mean, my war with the wasp has moved into a silence phase.
Also, just a small shout out to my homies in Kenya. They developed a biorhythmic arm that they can control with their brain.
Oh, look at that. Steve Jobs go come from the grave and steal that shit.
Put an Apple symbol on there.
Yep.
And mark that shit up.
I'll be Dr. Octopus in like 10 years.
Oh no, Dr. Octopus happens faster than that. See, that's the funny. It's like all I need is like some nano machines, put them in your body, and then paralyze you from the waist down, but give you that.
No. I don't want the paralyzation portion. I'm not taking that on.
You gotta roll these dice. If I put pins into your spine, it's a real possibility, Tony.
No. But I don't want that version. I want you to put the helmet on me like the Kenyans have and have it connected.
Too much delay.
No, I'm fine with that.
Too much delay. I need to put pins into your spine.
No, I don't want that. No, thank you. I will.
How are you going to be a mad scientist without some crippling, debilitating injury?
Oh, I don't want to be a scientist. Who said I want to be a scientist? Where does science come
mad
from?
Scientist. Very specific.
I don't want to do anything with science. How about that?
Says the dude who was robot arms.
Right. What?
I want
just
other people to do things with science.
And then you know what you need to do in order to get the maximum thing. You need
but
a
not
helmet and
BMW
pins in your
arms
spine.
because them bitches will probably be like
They probably gonna make you.
service-based.
They gonna charge you for the articulation in the arm.
Yeah, you
It's
wanna
just like
grab
in
something
order
with
for
your
these
hand?
middle arm servos to work, it's gonna cost you $75 a month.
It's a movie like that, Repo Man, where you get the vital organs.
That was so fucked up at the end of Repo Man. That he's just in the fucking thing. That whole movie some bullshit.
That just reminded me of that movie.
It's somebody's favorite movie. I can't remember who, but
It was one of my
caught your ass. Thought you escaped. give him a good memory. That was my homie. Oh, that's why he has this nice dream because he was your buddy.
Oh, it just reminds me of
What was
Venture
that other
Brothers
movie too?
and Professor Venture.
It's not a
waking up
scary
without his
movie,
liver
but where
inside
his wife get killed in like a mugging, and he paralyzed, but then the robot is like in his body controlling it. And then at the end of the movie, the robot puts him in like, he's like, you're mine now. You're never going anywhere. I forget the name of this fucking movie.
That sounds
He
crazy.
put him in a sleep. Like he put him, because he missed his wife so much and he was fucked up about it. So he like got like revenge crazy.
It sounds
But
like
the
ending
robot
of
was under the
Ninja.
guise of helping him, but what he really wanted was his body. So he put him in like this, shut down his whatever the fuck, and put him in this constant dream state where he just with his wife. But then the robot is controlling his body, doing whatever the fuck he want. I was like,
And then the robot figures out that the human
this was
body,
not a happy ending.
about 15 years in, it's just like, oh my God, this human body sucks.
Never.
It's breaking down already?
Bro, that's why I was like, well, what's up? It's starting to break down or you get sick. You gonna turn this nigga on? He ain't gonna know what the fuck going on because he
It's
just
just
been
like,
in
what's
marital
wrong?
bliss.
Your
or
You're
body
not gonna
has-
be able to get you. It's over now.
Your
Shit.
body just
Body
randomly
breaking
gets
down.
cancer, and because
You in
you're
there now. Shit.
I mean, there's so many things that just don't function. It's just like you get terminally ill or something, and it's just like you don't realize because you're a robot. So it means you don't know how a human body actually acts. Like, what's wrong with you, robot body? What's wrong? Why? Like, I don't know. My leg is shattered.
My homie just had his like, I want to say gallbladder removed.
But anyway, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things. We love you guys. Come back next week. See you later.
Don't talk to me like that.